Hey there friends, I'm so really excited today to introduce you to a new old slingshot. So the BeanFlip Ocularis has been in the SimpleShot lineup since 2015. And the BeanFlip was born early in the days of Ocularis. We were looking to build an asymmetrical style slingshot. And if you're wondering why we call it the BeanFlip, well, if you're from the South, you know that the BeanFlip is a slingshot, but it's the bean hole. It's the hole for your pinky that looks like a bean. It's the BeanFlip. It's a flip. It's got a bean. We call it the BeanFlip. So anyway, we've made this in multiple variations over the last 5 or 6 years. We've made them in cast aluminum with ProShot. We've made them in our poly lineup. We've even done some wooden ones. But this one is one that people have always asked for, and we discontinued this about 1.5 years ago. And since then, people have saying, where'd the BeanFlip go? I want a BeanFlip. So we brought it back. This time, this one is injection molded. I actually made the master model. So this one was made by hand, the master model, and then we scanned it as we've done other slingshots and created an injection molding tool to mold this in plastics. So what we've got here is we've got the BeanFlip, similar, same actually, cross section as the poly model, 1/2 inch cross section or 12.5 millimeters. It matches up nicely with the thickness of the Ocularis plugs. It's a very pocketable slingshot. And not only that, it fits a lot of different grip styles. So just like the Torque or the BeanFlip prior, of course we designed it to be held as such. A lot of people though still enjoy holding it upside down. That's just fine if that's the way you like it. This is an excellent full pinch grip slingshot for those with an average to larger size hand. It also suits a thumb brace support very nicely. So yeah, check out the BeanFlip. This is a great slingshot. We're offering it in 3 colors. Really affordable slingshot, great way to get started. If you're an Ocularis fan, you're probably gonna love this one. And if you like a slim, easy to carry slingshot, this one's right up your alley. So check out the BeanFlip Ocularis at SimpleShot.com. Hey there, slingshot friends. So this is an introduction to the BeanFlip Ocularis slingshot from SimpleShot. So this is the online video owner's manual. So we're just going to walk you through a few of the features of this slingshot and how to get the most enjoyment out of it right away. So first off, you need to recognize that this is an asymmetrical slingshot, unlike a lot of our other slingshots. This slingshot has a right and a left hand orientation. If you're holding the slingshot and you view the SimpleShot logo, that is to hold in your left hand, the logo facing you, what we will call the shooter side of the slingshot. That's very important that you remember shooter side versus target side. The target side in this instance is the side that says SimpleShot.com and always wear safety glasses. And when you hold it in the left hand, that becomes the target side of the slingshot. Because this being an asymmetrical slingshot, if you prefer to hold in your right hand, it will be just the opposite. The SimpleShot logo will become the target side of the slingshot, and the side of the slingshot that says SimpleShot.com and always wear safety glasses becomes the shooter side of the slingshot. So if you hold the slingshot in your right hand, that is the orientation we would be referring to. So it's important as we describe this that you understand that there's a target side and a shooter side, and that will change depending on which hand you hold it in. You may also note that, hey, it feels pretty good to hold it exactly the wrong way you said, Nathan. That's okay too. Just remember which side is going to be your target side and which side is going to be the shooter side. So if you hold the slingshot up, and even though you're holding it the way it was not designed, which is okay, we promise, just make sure you understand which side is target side and which side is the shooter side. The easiest way to do that is if it feels good in your hand and you hold it up, look at the side that's facing the target and say, that's my target side. And it stands to reason that the other side would be the shooter side. All right, on to band installation. So if you've got any other Ocularis attachment style slingshots, this is all going to be the same. So if you're already an old seasoned pro, you can skip this part and get out and shoot your slingshot. But if you've never banded an Ocularis slingshot, please pay attention here. This is important. We're going to set this slingshot up to be held in the left hand, shooting it as designed. As such, I'm looking at the SimpleShot logo. SimpleShot.com website is facing my target. I'm going to put the target side of the slingshot face up on the table. I've got my 2 Ocularis plugs. I've already inserted the bearings. I've inserted the bearings all the way into the plug where they're in the very middle, not just on the edge, but in the middle. Same amount of space on each side. We can see a little protrusion, a little poochiness right there on the edge. We're going to take our band set. We're going to place the band set with the ammo side of the pouch facing up. That is the fuzzy side. we're going to insert the band through the target side of the slingshot and bring through about 1/2 inch. If you need a reference point, the width of the slingshot is exactly 1/2 inch. So you can fold this band up and hold it in place. We are now going to insert the plug into the shooter side of the slingshot. In this instance, it's where we see the SimpleShot logo. We're going to insert it and begin wiggling it into place. Yes, it's going to take some effort. And you can work around the edges and you will feel it go in. Now we can see here that it looks like it's almost in, but it's not quite. We can still, there's a little bit on this leading edge needs to come down. So what we're going to do is we're going to push on it with our thumb as we pull from the target side of the slingshot. And as you do that, you will feel the plug seat all the way down to its edge. That one is completely installed. All right, we're going to go back and we're going to put the slingshot into the orientation where the target side of the slingshot is facing up, and keep the bands where the bands are facing up with the fuzzy side of the pouch, the ammo side of the pouch. And we're going to apply that same orientation to the other side. Bring the bands through from the target side, get about 1/2 inch of material, insert the plug, seat the plug by moving around the edges. And when you think you've got it almost there, squeeze on it as you push. All right, now the BeanFlip is set up in the over-the-top orientation. How do you know you've got it done right? When you look down the bands, you've got a perfect V trough. That is the correct orientation for over the top. Now let's go back and set it up in through the forks orientation. As you know already, changing the bands on an Ocularis slingshot is as simple as popping the plugs out and resetting the bands to where you need them. We're going to have to completely reset the bands on this setup. So this time, we're going to approach the slingshot and we're going to look at it from the shooter side. Our bands are going to come around the edge to the target side of the slingshot, and we're going to notice that we want to keep the fuzzy side of the pouch to the center of the slingshot. This will make a lot more sense once we get it on there. Same thing, we got about 1/2 inch come through, put the plug in, seat the plug as we pull. That one's seated. And this is where it's really going to make sense for the orientation of the pouch. If you've done this correctly and you start bringing this into position, you can see that the band is set up to face the projectile side of the pouch towards the prongs, towards the forks. That's exactly what you're looking for. We're going to line up this other band to match that. All right, and that one is installed. Now we are set up in a through the forks orientation, like such. We can see that the fuzzy side of the pouch, the ammo side of the pouch, is facing forward towards the target side, allowing the ammo to come through and clear itself. So there you have it in the through the forks orientation. All right, so now we've got the slingshot set up to shoot through the forks, holding it in the left hand. Now one thing we want to point out here, the lanyard is there for a reason. Be sure to use it. Here's the idea. You simply slip your wrist through it and then forget it's there. The importance of having the lanyard is if you were to happen to release the slingshot from your frame holding hand while at full draw, you're going to wind up with a slingshot coming back at your face. The lanyard is there for your safety. It also provides a nice stable purchase, almost like a wrist brace. It starts to become a feedback tool. So use that lanyard, put it on there, and don't take it off, and use it every time you shoot your slingshot. So thanks so much for purchasing the BeanFlip Ocularis. We really appreciate your support. Always wear your safety glasses when you're out shooting, and if you ever have any questions, we're here for you.